Okay, so implication question. This is where it gets really interesting, right? This problem situation, the problem is salespeople that are not trained will do this. Situation problem.
Okay.
But they won't go all the way down to the...
Well, and then once they find the problem, what are they going to do?
No idea, they don't have a clue what to do.
No, they'll just sell it and they'll close it.
No, exactly. They'll find the problem. They'll go, I can fix that problem.
That's it, done.
It's like, yeah, I can fix it, yeah! Right?
So they're not leading them anymore, they're telling
They
it.
stop there.
Oh,
Right?
Yeah,
They
you need
stop
to show
there.
they're not
Bigger
convincing. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's classic. That's
so
classic.
classic. I think I do that sometimes.
It's like they get so excited. They're like, "Oh, you got the problem! I can fix it."
I've done it.
I'm guilty.
That's not sales.
Oh, you want evil
That's not-
options? I can do it.
That's not good. I'll tell you why it's not good. Because it's like, oh, you can fix my problem. Oh, great.
Mhm.
Yeah, but whatever.
So
They
it's not a
much
big enough
care.
problem. I don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's
I haven't convinced them enough. I haven't built value into
well,
what
it's
I
the
need.
car situation.
Yeah.
There's problems
the
building up,
problem.
but it's like I don't want to spend money on a new car.
Yeah.
Not until it becomes so big. I'm like,
Exactly.
yes, I want to spend.
So you just make it look like a small problem, but make it look like it's a
And
Got
that's
a
what
magnifier.
implication's about, right? So implication is where you look for, you make it bigger. You make the problem bigger by
Yeah.
looking for implications.
And looking at all the other variants of how it could be affecting
All the
the person.
variants.
Yeah.
All the variants.
Make him out. I'm a drama queen. I should be really good at this.
Yes.
Seriously.
And this is what my friend was doing to me.
I love
When he's
that.
trying to convince me to
Yeah.
buy a new car. He's like, oh no, you can't buy a second-hand car. I said, why not? This was telling, but anyway, he said, but he asked me a question. He goes, do you want to buy a car for your wife that's not safe?
Yeah.
Oh,
Of course not.
That's it.
Of course not. I mean,
Is that why you're
like,
going to do a new car?
no. This was a previous conversation.
Oh, didn't get a new car? Sorry.
Yeah, but
it's a
that's
new car.
unrelated, right?
Oh.
But that's when we were trying to decide if it was a new car or a used car. And I was just
okay.
talking with my male friends. And he's like, you really want to put your wife and maybe your kid in a car that's not safe?
Yeah.
How could
I'm
you?
like, no, of course not. I'm like,
Exactly.
yeah, you can't do that. Right?
That's
That's
it.
implication. That's like, oh, I'm thinking, yeah, I don't know, used car, whatever. Used car, new car, it's all the same.
Yeah.
But he's just throwing a massive implication,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
That I hadn't thought of.
Yeah, they're like, well.
Oh, right, that's,
Holy moly.
now we're talking
That's a
seriously,
big
right?
thing, yeah,
So it's
yeah.
not a little problem anymore, now it's a big problem. Are you concerned about the increased workload?
Are you
Implication.
No.
Problem. How has the increased workload affected turnover among your support staff?
Implication.
Has the shortage of support staff impacted your ability to respond quickly to client calls? Are you worried about the quality of work being produced?
Problem.
Yes. Are you experiencing difficulties recruiting skilled professionals?
Problem.
Which category of professionals is hardest to recruit?
Which category?
Situation. Problem.
Problem. Have these staff problems led to you losing clients?
Problem.
Implication.
Implication.
Oh, you have that.
Losing clients.
clients.
Bigger problem.
How have you been handling the staff shortage?
Problem.
Okay.
I think I'm good at the problem. Not the
Well, you need to do implication.
So, do you get the distinction?
Yeah.
These are implied problems, right? Implied needs. You're
Needs.
finding implied needs, and then you're actually coming up with your own. Right? With the car, we wrote down, scratch, They're my implied needs, right?
Yeah.
But then my friend came in
Could be
and he
solid.
threw in like a whole bunch of more important ones
But
Yeah.
that I never
can
thought
you park
of.
the car? Like, where do you drive it to?
All of that stuff.
Yeah.
All of these problems I hadn't considered.
Yeah.
So you're making it bigger, but in a negative way. You've got to be kind of balanced here, because this can come across as quite negative. It's like this person's just coming and depressing me because they're telling me how crap the situation is.
Yeah.
So you
That's
got
right.
to
I'm
almost
already-
pull back at a certain
Exactly.
point, right?
It's like I'm already feeling crap and you tell me the same problem over and over.
And you tell me the problems I hadn't even thought about.
Yeah, now I feel like you've
Even
added to my
worse.
problem.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you've got to kind of rein it in at some point.
Okay.
Exactly.
And once they basically recognize that it's a big problem, that's enough. You don't have to keep digging the hole.
The minute you see in their eyes that they're depressed, that's when you know, okay, maybe I'm going to
absolutely.
stop there.
Then you
Absolutely.
just start going positive, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe then the needs
Precisely.
come along.
But if you do this, it
Yes.
will pay off.
Yes. Notice at no point I've jumped in with my solution.
Yeah.
Nothing. I haven't said
Yeah.
buy a new car. I
Yeah.
said nothing.
Yeah.
All I'm doing questions,
Exactly.
new questions, new things pay off. This is where you find out how important it is to solve to the person, right? So if you solve this, what benefits is it gonna bring you, right? So so at this point they should have explicit needs, right? Explicit. They go, yes, I want to. Well, no, sorry. Let me rephrase that. This is where you want to get them to the point. By the end of this, you want explicit needs,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Needs. So by the end of this process, you want explicit needs. You want them to go, I want to take action. I want to buy a new car. I want this and this and that. So needs payoff is the important part where you bring back the positive. It's where you say, for example, how important is it to actually be on time? How important is it? Oh, it's not very important. Oh, well then,
And see you later.
Getting a new car is not that important. But then you might find something else. Would you
That's
feel
another
better
question, yeah.
that your wife is driving a safer car, right? Because I've already come up with that implication about the wife driving car, right? So now I want to say, well, would you feel better if she was driving a safer car?
Yeah.
See how it's a positive slant now, rather
Would you
than
feel
negative?
better? Would you?
Exactly.
Would it?
Would it give you peace of mind? Would you sleep better at night
Exactly,
knowing
yeah.
you've got the latest safety in your car?
Yeah.
Okay. The other thing is you get the buyer. The other thing you do here is you get the buyer to explain
Mm-hmm.
how your solution will meet their needs, right?
Oh, okay.
Okay. So this is tricky, right?
Yeah.
So it's like what you say is, for example, it's like you might ask if you could, or how could you fix that, or if you could fix this bit, what else would it fix?
How would it impact
Oh,
everything else?
Yeah,
do
how
you
would it
have
impact
something
you?
in mind that would
So what did you
fix
say
this?
there?
For example,
Get the buyer to explain what? Their own.
how it might help them.
Oh, okay.
Right? So that's where you ask. So if you've got a solution, right, at this point, you might talk about the kind of things you can do, right? And you might ask them, well, can that help you? Like, for example, you might say, and this is not throwing in a solution, it's more saying, okay, well, if I could generate
Some appointments and
20
activities.
leads per month for you, would that help you?
That elevates some stress,
Yeah.
alleviates some stress.
Yeah, would that help you?
Would that help you?
How would it help you? What would it be worth to you personally, to your company, etc.
Yeah.
Right? So you basically you don't throw in your solution, but you start to explore. If I can fix this bit, what does that imply? If I can fix that bit, what does it imply? I'm not saying I can or I can't or I will or I have a solution that fixes it. I'm just saying if I can fix this bit, if I can deliver this bit, what else does it fix?
Yeah.
Right? So, and the goal at the end of the day is the customer to go, oh yeah, that's really good. If I fix that, I can fix that. I can get this. It'll return this. Okay, yeah. Actually, we definitely need a new car, or we definitely need telemarketing. So that's where you've got the explicit needs.
Yeah.
Now, the important thing is at no time I have thrown in what ITEL does.
Exactly.
Like I haven't said, yeah, we can fix that, or yeah, we can do this, or even here I haven't said, oh, you said you have this thing, this problem, I can fix it. No, you talk generically. You talk about, oh, well, if you could, not if we could, if you could solve this problem, this part of the puzzle, what else? How else would it help you? Would it free up staff? Would it free up time? Would it get you closer to your forecast quicker? Whatever, right? It's not until they've actually stated explicit needs. I need a new car, and I need a new car with fuel efficiency. I need a new car with this and this and this and that. Only then you go, well, you know what? I don't have a Porsche, and it's fuel efficient, it's safe, it's new, right? Only then do you do that. And actually, we're going to cover that in the next session.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, so to get to that, ultimately it's at that point that they could actually state their explicit needs.
Yes.
And
Well,
that's
no,
when-
you must get them to state their explicit
Oh,
needs.
okay.
Yeah.
That's the trick. They must
So
explicitly
but they
say
need to get to that conclusion themselves.
themselves.
Yeah.
So they need
That's
to
the
out loud
process
say
of
it.
going from
Let
implicit.
you know that you've got
Or
them
actually-
from A to B
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
actually, implicit needs is here,
or A
right?
to D.
Implicit needs. You discover them. You find them.
Uh-huh.
And then you want to get them to explicit needs. And preferably explicit needs you can match, right? There's no point.
Yeah, I'm saying
That's why you've got to
something
start
that you don't.
backwards. You've got to go, what are the explicit needs I can fix? Alright, I'll go backwards, right?
the
And then I know
situation.
what to
And
answer.
probably probe them the right questions that would lead them to those
Yeah.
particular answers.
And I'm sure you guys do this already.
Probably, yeah.
You do.
Yeah, I think I
But
do.
what
Just
you
that,
probably
yeah.
don't do is you don't do this
This part,
and you
yeah.
don't do this.
Yeah.
Because
Could
that's
be,
what most salespeople just do that. They go that, and they go.
I think I do the other two,
Yeah.
but not every time. I think it's like whenever I have certain opportunities
Mm.
that it just takes me down that way as well.
Yes.
I don't
Yeah.
consciously do it. I think I subconsciously
Exactly.
do it.
Yeah.
And
Oh, it's very
It's
likely.
different.
It's very likely you subconsciously do all of these things.
But then you never
But-
had a term for it, so you would not know
That's
you're
right.
doing
The
it.
trick is having the vocabulary and the
that's right.
structure.
And to articulate it enough.
So now when you do it next, you will realize, do
Now
I
I
do
do
this? And then
improve
And remember, this is it applies just as easily to telemarketing. When I was writing my scripts for my own scripts for my earplug business, this is what I followed. All my call scripts were structured like this.
Mhm.
And the same thing, when you're qualifying a lead, this is the kind of style you want to do. You want the situation, you want to see if it's actually a customer that's worth it.
Exactly.
Then you want to find out if they have problems, because if they don't have problems that you can fix, there's no point.
That's right.
Yeah.
You may not want to go down this path until you're actually in the, one-on-one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah.
Because that's more sort of something you want to develop in
That's
face
right.
to
And it
face.
can be part of the
I'll tell you why, right? Because implications, even problems, right? Sometimes you may ask something. You may go, "Oh, do you have a problem with this?" And you'll see how they react. They might go, "Oh, no, we don't really have a problem with that." And you go, "Oh, okay, maybe they do have a problem with that," and they're just
Yeah.
not saying. Or they go, "No, it's not."
You
it's
can
not a
even
problem."
see in them their expression how much of a problem it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and if it's really, and that's when you know to push it and to open
Well,
up.
but on the other side is they might go, they might be dismissive. They go, "Oh no, that's not a problem for us." But then when you start probing, so it's not a problem for you. So you don't run into these other
Blah, blah,
related
blah, blah.
blah, 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 blah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, we do. Oh, really?
Oh.
Does that mean? Da, da, da?
Da, da.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a client that does this,
That's
and
when
they've
you-
got this
yeah.
issue. He's a bit like what you kind of do.
Exactly.
Ugh.
Exactly. Right? Because at the end of the day, you want to develop that problem, and then you want to give them. Then you want to find out. You want to let them figure out
That
how they will benefit,
from
Yeah.
our service.
Yeah.
not from our services.
How they would benefit to have that result.
Fixing the
Fix
problem.
it,
To
yeah.
have that result.
At no point we throw in what I tell guys.
Exactly.
Like really,
Yeah.
that's really important.
Yeah.
Okay, and you don't think it's important, but it is, because spin. The great thing about spin, and what I love about it, is it's based on ridiculous amounts of research that they did. So like listening to hundreds and hundreds of sales calls,
I
going
just realised
to
when I started with ITEL, that is why I did so well. Like the whole process was that, because I didn't know how to pitch or nothing. So all I did was find their problems, and I would ask certain questions, like probing, like, so would it mean a lot that if you could fit, like I would literally go down this line, and they would give me so many remarkable information about, oh my god, this information is gold, and hence why we extract so much
Well,
information.
that means you're a natural salesman.
So I did all of, like I was thinking,
You
wait
do
a
this
minute,
naturally, then you
I
do
never
it well.
really pitched anything.
Yes.
It was more like
You
they
should
opened
never
up
pitch
all their
anything.
problems, and
Yeah.
I would just basically say, oh, what does it mean to you
Yeah.
to get this result?
And really bad salespeople,
wow,
they
that's
won't
cool.
they won't even ask these. They'll just go straight into the solution.
Yeah.
This is what we do.
And drill.
Yeah, that's right. And you
Yeah.
don't want that. You don't even want that.
I think because they get excited.
And
that they know
sales
everything
calls, like when you
about
pick up a sales call and it's like, okay, I can't deal with this right now.
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Wow.
So at no point you put solution until the end.
I love this game.